In today's video, we're going to talk about revival of judgments, and I think that this is a very important subject because if you have a judgment out there and you think that it's been quiet, what I'm going to tell you in this video, what I'm going to share with you in this video, it should be quite alarming because behind our back community, debt collectors have been lobbying local and state, well, mainly state officials, state representatives, to get the laws changed. And specifically in this video, I'm going to talk about something that happened in Illinois when it comes to being able to revive a judgment, because this was one of the things that was a relief, that would give relief to customers when and YouTube subscribers that didn't even know about this potential relief when it came to dealing with a judgment that a debt collector got and you thought that everything was okay, and then all of a sudden you wake up in the morning and the money is gone out your bank account, or you got a writ of garnishment to your employer. I know that you want to protect your money. You don't want any surprises. You want to be able to increase your lifestyle. You want to have the credit that you deserve. You want to deal with the mistakes that you've made in the past. You may not know the answers. You want concrete solutions, and that's what I want to give you in my videos. It's just straight up concrete solutions, as if you were one of my children or one of my good friends or business associate or a customer that was just right across from me at my desk. So what I want you to do is I want you to envision that you're in my office and you're talking to me, and I'm going to just like lay it straight forward with you. And in this one, I want you to take the position of a real client that came to me over a judgment that was being revived in the state of Illinois. Now, in the state of Illinois, they had a revival of a judgment. They had a law where the debt collector or the original creditor, if they wanted to revive a judgment, that they had to do it within 7 years. They had to do it within 7 years. Now, a judgment can stay on your record and stay collectible by either the original creditor or debt collector for up to 20 years. So what happened with this specific client was they came to us and we did the research, and it showed that there was a 7-year statute of limitations on not having to pay the debt, but a statute that stated that if a debt collector purchased a debt or the original creditor purchased a debt, which was a judgment already, that it had to be revived within 7 years. Well, lo and behold, we have an update. And in the update, it states that in 2020, let me find my section here. In 2020, the legislation was enacted, new law put in place, and it has here, let's see the specific code. It says here, amended revival statute 735 ILCS 5/2-1602 A-5. So what they're stating is that if they have a judgment and it was done prior, that it should not affect the prior it was 7 years. The new law has a 10-year revival period. So they're stating that it was effective January 1st, 2020, and that they're saying that regardless of this judgment being put in place in 2012, that it did not matter because they could bring this action based on the new statute. Now, something that we are looking at is that they still had a 10-year revival period, and we're looking at when this was originally submitted. When did this debt collector get the debt and originally submit for the revival of this judgment. So that's still going to be a question that we're going to have to get answered. But in your state, what I want you to pay attention to, because the laws regarding these debt collectors, because you're mainly probably only dealing with stuff like this once or twice in your life, so it doesn't pertain to you. But what I don't want to happen to you is that you have a judgment that has been sitting there, and they changed the state laws. Maybe it couldn't get revived before, but now these debt collectors are buying these judgments, and that's what this debt collector did. They bought the judgment from the original creditor. And now they're going to go after the individual. They already have a judgment in hand. Some people have paid these judgments even though they did not understand what they meant by reviving the judgment. As a matter of fact, with this original complaint that was submitted, they did not notify the individual that they were reviving the judgment. They just stated in their summons complaint that they wanted to collect on the judgment. When we did the research, we noticed that it was outside of the 7-year statute for the state of Illinois. Now, some of the issues that we found regarding this debt collector, which I don't even know if I want to say it here, because you never want to show your hand to a debt collector, because these specific arguments could be used to actually win the case for our client. But if you read your laws on reviving a judgment, the statute in your particular state, and then you look at the laws, or you look up some of the decisions that were made, there's something that stands out in front of me that is similar to what I've seen when debt collectors purchase a debt. Some of the times, there are issues where an original creditor can revive a judgment, and they have a little bit more rights to collect on that debt than a debt collector who purchases your debt would have rights on, because there are certain things that the debt collector must get to be able to come after you, period, for the debt. So what I want you to do as your homework is I want you to go and look at the laws in your state for reviving a debt, for reviving a judgment in your state, and also pay attention to see if there's any amendments that have been added. And I want you to report back in the comment section of this video. If I do what I can do, and I need everyone to do what they could do, at least minimum for your state, and this will be a way of everybody helping everybody. Some of the people can't afford our services, and the way that we can help each other is to be able to go out there together and get this information. Just like I'm bringing it to you in this video, you could go and do a little bit of homework, and we could get a lot done a lot faster, and let people know when they come to this video that they can look in the comment sections and look at the specific the specific answers regarding reviving a judgment in their state. Another thing that was interesting about this motion is that after the debt collector put their notice of filing in, is that they immediately put in a notice to have the individual come in and do, where is it we got here, to come in and answer for the debt, to do a financial assessment on the debt. So remember in my other videos where I stated that when they do stuff like this allows them to do the next step, which is if you don't come in, or you don't do the Zoom call, or you don't answer with a document about what about your financial status, that these debt collectors, in Illinois was one of the states, I believe, in the map that I showed, where judges have put warrants out for people's arrest if requested by the debt collector to have individuals answer those questions about their assets and their financial situation. So we want to make sure that we avoid that. Let's see here. So I wanted to get that out there. That's important information because it looks like what these debt collection companies are doing is they're lobbying our state legislators, and they're trying to get the laws changed on reviving judgments and other types of tools that they want to utilize to be able to go after individuals who owe a debt that they've purchased. Now, I want to reiterate that we're not about running away from stuff that we owe. I get a lot of comments about that, and I want to say to those of you who believe that we're trying to get people to run away from debts that they owe, we're trying to get them to not have to pay what they owe. It's not about that. What it's about is that if a debt collection company was to come up to you on the street who purchased your debt, would you believe everything that they said? Would you want to have the right to make sure that they followed all of the rules and regulations when it came to them being able to collect on that debt, especially understanding that they bought these debts for pennies on the dollar? So would you want that right? We talk a lot about the rights that we want to have in our country, and then when it comes to something like this, which is, I'm just going to say it, I don't want to hold back anything. I have a lot of clients who make a lot of money. I have a lot of associates who make a lot of money, and I have a bunch of people who I just know of who make a lot of money. And it doesn't matter if they're dealing with an original creditor, doesn't matter if they're dealing with a debt collector. They make sure that 100% of their rights are looked at when it comes to dealing with things like this that are financial transactions and financial lawsuits. It seems that when the little man or the little woman, the average citizen, seems to have to just, take it up to what and not have their rights looked at when they're dealing with stuff like this. And my channel is about letting you know that you do have rights, and that even if you come to an agreement in the end, what does it hurt to just go ahead and make sure that they follow everything that they're supposed to follow? What does that hurt? And then if you get out of paying that debt with a technicality, for you, don't think about what other people might say. Don't think about that. Based on the technicality, if you get out of paying that debt based off of them not following what is required of them to follow, let me put it this way: when a business opens up and they open up to do business, there are rules and regulations that are put in place. Even if they loaned you the money and they did it outside of those rules and regulations, you legally do not have to pay that if you can prove that they did something wrong, and they know that if they do it outside of those bounds, that you could potentially not have to pay them anything else on that loan or that credit card or whatever that debt is. We see this happen all the time. So why wouldn't it be prudent of you to make sure that any debt collector, especially who buys debt for pennies on the dollar, follow everything and can prove everything that they're bringing to court against you? And that doesn't, regardless if it's reviving the debt, that they follow the laws on reviving the debt, and also for a debt that they're just trying to sue you for. All right. If you have a debt collector who is suing you, if you have a judgment and a debt collector is coming after you, We will do the research for you to see if they can revive it. We could do the research to let you know what are your options. We will do the research of your specific court action to let you know the options that are available to you. We are not giving legal or accounting advice. We are not attorneys, but we have helped people just like you win cases. We've helped people just like you get excellent settlement offers that they would not be able to get anywhere else, or potentially not anywhere else. Let's just put it this way, they're very happy with what we negotiated for them. If you need help with your credit, please visit thecreditrepairshop.com. Go through the website, look at the testimonials, look at what we've done for people, and then think about what you would like done for yourself, and look at what we offer. And if you choose to sign up, we would love to be able to help you, and we will go from A to Z. So that means that if you have issues where some stuff has to be settled, we have a service for that. If you just have straight up credit repair issues, we offer that service too. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website the3scores.com to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian credit reports and all 3 scores. Everything starts there. If you know what's on your credit, you're just going up after that, not down. But it'll be downhill because you know that now what you're facing, the ball will start rolling downhill and it'll start getting bigger in your favor instead of you pushing it uphill because you don't know what's actually going on with your credit. If you have debt collectors coming after you, grab my 3-pack of letters. You can stop a lot of this stuff very early. Statute of limitations letter for debt that's past legal statute of limitations to collect according to the laws in your state. No debt validation is needed if a debt is past legal statute of limitations to collect. Debt validation and cease and desist collection activities letter for debt that is not past the legal statute of limitations to collect. Thank you for your time. Subscribe to the channel. Post your questions and comments. And remember to do that homework to help me out with the revival, and I'll be helping you with this video, and we can help others if you pitch in. Thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.